were infested with pests, rodent droppings, and live roaches. Locals near the Walker's Point grocery store located near First and Greenfield have noticed pest control trucks and employees cleaning shelves since the shutdown. Inspectors said the business has until February 20th to bring the store into compliance. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Remember to stream and watch us on YouTube and X at 1017 The Truth and 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe to our 1017 The Truth YouTube page so you never, ever, ever miss a show, because then you will get a notification that says, hey, Truth in the Afternoon is on. Turn it on. Or something like that. 833-212-1017 is the number. So today, in honor of Black History Month, is Pop-Off Friday. I've had enough stuff this week that drove me crazy, where I need to say it. And if that's the non-politically correct word, that's exactly what I meant. So, there are just some things that rub me the wrong way. First, running at night in dark clothes. I don't understand why you would run at night, period, unless you're on a track. But you're running in the street in a major metropolitan city the size of Milwaukee with 500,000 people, many of which who drive cars. And you decide you want to run in dark clothes, dark running pants, dark, like what? What are you thinking? Not a stripe, not a reflector, not a yellow vest, just running in the dark. What's worse than that? Running in the morning when it's dark and nobody can see you. And you know how you're driving and you see somebody. Well, you think you see somebody and you look, you go, is that a person? Because all you see in a distance is something going up and down like this. But you can't really tell because it's blending in with everything, only to find out later it's a knucklehead person. Now, I'm not calling people who run at night or during the day, knuckleheads. Well, yes, I am. If you don't have reflectors on. It's almost like growing up when I thought it was dumb, only to find out later when I became an adult, you actually do need reflectors on your bicycle to ride. Day or night, because people will run you over. So, I kind of get it. But then there's Black History Month. So maybe it's me, but is Black History Month, so I guess I can ask you all, is Black History Month kind of blah this year? It's kind of dead. It's kind of like COVID and Black Lives Matter wore off. And I warned people, hey, just so you know, there's only going to be a matter of time. And then what happened? Basically, a third of everybody who got hired for DEI, gone. Yeah, we got layoffs. We got a recession. We got inflation. Got to let you go. So who are the people who get let go? No, let me rephrase that. I know I'm going to offend somebody, so there's nothing I can do. Some of the most useless jobs in America, right? And when I say useless, I mean from a business standpoint, because you really don't generate revenue for the organization. Number one, DEI. Needed if it's done properly, but it really doesn't generate revenue, so that's the first person gone. Who I used to think was the first person gone, because the second person that's always gone is the person that works in public affairs. Like, I don't even know why you hire somebody in public affairs. Third, marketing. Because for some reason, businesses think that if they don't advertise, they'll still make money. Which is kind of bizarre to me. Which leads me to my final complaint of all time. This one disturbs me to the point where if I were still a police officer, I would literally stop people and tell them to correct the problem. Irritates me to no end. So I'm driving down Locust. I'm in Sherman Park, and I'm driving down Locust. I'm not going to say where, but I was west of 20th Street. And as I'm driving, I see this motion and a car door open. So naturally, I slow down. And I think, well, this person is getting out of the car. No, that's not what happens. This person proceeds to roll a stroller into the street while the car door is open, and it's an SUV, so the car door is significantly into the street. And they decide to actually pick the baby up out of the stroller and start strapping the baby into the car seat in the car. Which I thought, wow, I guess if you get hit, you and the baby go, right? Nah, it gets better. She actually picks the baby up, and when she goes to put the baby in the car seat, the stroller starts to roll into traffic. And now I have to stop. And so I do what? I blow the horn. Not hard, just a And she gets an attitude. Don't you see me putting my baby in the car? And I said, and I kind of just looked at her, and when she looked at me, I pointed. And when I pointed, she turns around and she gets this look in her face of, oh my goodness. And then it turns to fear, because now it's rolled past the yellow line and it's now coming, it's onto different traffic. So the other lane of traffic is now about to hit her stroller. And they screech to a stop. And I look at her. And then she gives me a, oh, well, I'm thinking, I'm not going to get out. I'm not going to get out and go get your buggy, right? And so I had to creep past her at about 5 miles an hour, and I'm thinking to myself, what an idiot. And I know I shouldn't think that, but you could have gotten yourself killed. You could have gotten your baby killed. And then when somebody tried to correct you or make you be safe, you hollered like they were bothering you. So why should people care when you don't even care about yourself? And that's the tough part about living in a city. You love it. It's great. But bottom line, if you don't care about you, why should I care about you?
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
It's big week for First Stage. Truth Nation, the best-selling Percy Jackson series, is about to come alive on stage. The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, will be showing at the Marcus Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee. When Zeus's master lightning bolt is stolen and Percy becomes his prime suspect, he has to find and return the bolt to prove his innocence and prevent a war between the gods. This entertaining play runs from February 3rd to March 10th. Don't miss The Lightning Thief, a Percy Jackson musical, by visiting firststage.org.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin. So there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit fredert.com/cancer.
Join Greater Milwaukee Urban League as it celebrates individuals and organizations whose commitment to equity creates strong partners and strong communities. It's all happening at the annual Equal Opportunities Day Luncheon on Monday, February 19th at the Pfister Hotel. The Urban League will honor local leaders in health, philanthropy, community impact, economic development, and more. Join them for a special recognition of the legendary Milwaukee attorney, John Daniels. For details, sponsorships, and tickets, visit TMUL.org.
Cousin Subs is teaming up with Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin and Bobby Porter's from January 15th to February 29th in support of their PB&J Challenge campaign. Throughout the campaign, Cousins will donate 50 cents for every kid's meal sold to support the challenge. But there's more. Kids will receive a Bobby Porter's headband with each kid's meal purchase, and Cousins will be offering a limited time only PB&J kids meal during the campaign. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Headbands available while supplies last.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by American Family Insurance. Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm just bothered. It's Pop Off Friday. You got something to pop off about? 833-212-1017 is the number. Michael, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Oh, good. And mine's apple's not as good as yours. But how you like this? During the daytime, you're driving on somewhat of a main street, and there's a jogger running in the middle of the street, and you have to slow down. You're coming from the grocery store, whatever. Instead of running on the sidewalk or just going to a park that's nearby their neighborhood. Don't you just love that?
If I say something, I would have to admit running people over who run in the middle of this. I hate it. I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Right. Yeah, I was hoping you did. I was going to blackmail you, but...
Blackmail me? How you going to blackmail me?
Well, okay, let's say if you ran someone over...
You'd have to prove it. You'd have to prove it. Daytime.
See, you just spoiled my fantasy. I was just about to get rich, and you blew it to pieces. I don't know what to say. I'm hurt.
Okay. I pray for you. How's that?
But that's okay. But that always irks me. It's like you got the arrogance. There's no snow on the ground, mind you. You got the arrogance to run in the middle of the street. Forget the fact that cars drive those streets regularly, right?
Oh wait. And then they turn around like you're invading their space.
In which you feel so inclined to apologize.
You feel so inclined to step on the gas, maybe. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're putting dark thoughts in my head. I'm trying to be a good boy.
Don't nobody put dark thoughts in your head. They were there, and you put them there because it's intentional. So stop.
Listen, I gotta use some excuse, okay? I mean, come on.
That's
all right. Here,
that's what we're going with.
What are you gonna say?
That's what we're going with.
Yeah, I don't have nothing else.
All right. All right, take care.
Have a good one. Okay?
You too. Have a good weekend. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, a cart, a barrel, and a dumpster. 3 different descriptions of where the body was found outside the Pizza Hut down in, what was it, Oak Creek or Cudahy or one of them, West Milwaukee. Do you need new writers? No, we don't need new writers. The papers need new writers. LT said I just popped off. Yes, you did. You most certainly did. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I was in the midst of thinking about this story, but I don't know whether or not I should complain about the fact that the story was found in probably one of the most insignificant places. Does that make sense? That it was found in so sometimes we say that stories are not, or journalists are not biased. But I have to say, I think not only is that incorrect, but it's vehemently incorrect. The majority of places, the majority of newsrooms, the majority of movie companies, the majority of media companies I've worked for are all liberal. It's okay. I get it. But when you put a story in that's as significant as the president yesterday, and the fact that it's not a headline today, I have a problem with that. When it's downplayed because you're liberal. How people always complain, would you have done that to Trump? Oh my gosh, if Trump's, it would have been blown up. You don't have to be pro-Trump or anti-Trump to recognize that or say that. So when the story came out about President Biden and his inability to remember certain things, right? That's important for the country. That's a 25th Amendment issue where your president doesn't remember key instances historically, last year, last month, 10 years ago, constantly calls presidents of countries who have long been dead Mistake? Sure. Can we all make that mistake? Absolutely. But at some point, when it's consistent to the point where you get upset or you get mad that the United States Department of Justice said they weren't going to prosecute you because they are fearful that if they tried, the only thing that the jury would see is an old, forgetful man who doesn't remember key instances in his life, like the death of his son, Bo, who he constantly says died in war when in fact he passed away from cancer, who talks of Mitterrand and other European leaders as if they're still alive, as if you talked to them the other day. There's a distinct and significant mental depreciation going on. And when I look in newspapers, when I look in media websites, it's there in some places, many of the national. But when I look locally, it's not there. And so I'm looking under the news section. I'm looking under the election sections. I'm looking under the and it was there before. And then it pops up every now and then. The story, it literally disappears and then reappears. And so I find that a little disingenuous. And the headline is in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel on JS Online. Biden won't face charges for keeping classified records, but DOJ criticizes risk to national security. Are you kidding me? Then the subline says, in addition to raising national security questions, the report said Biden presented himself as an elderly man with poor memory. That ain't all it said. But your headline is risk to national security? Really? 81-year-old president's age and memory. Couldn't remember stuff he took. Couldn't remember where it was. He willfully retained and disclosed classified material after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen, after he was a U.S. senator. But it said it doesn't establish his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt because present risks, serious risk to national security, and said that Biden presented himself as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with poor memory. Is that somebody you want to have as president? I don't care who it is, Republican, Democrat, Independent, man or woman. Do you want a person as your president who literally can't remember significant events, dates, times? And not just any date or time. And I'm not making fun. I'm saying my question to you, is it time the cabinet invokes the 25th Amendment? And many people aren't happy with Kamala Harris either, our vice president. But wouldn't she at least be better than Joe Biden? Wouldn't she at least be better than a man who can't remember certain things in life? If I get that old, remove me. Well, I'm not going to be working at that age anyway, so I'm just saying. But it makes no sense. It just makes no sense. And then the story keeps bringing up other people had them, and Vice President Mike Pence, who had classified documents at his home. Everybody does. Every single president, most senators, congressmen, in some kind of way, either intentionally or unintentionally, take home classified stuff. Everybody does it. Every single person does it. So I don't understand why we're all of a sudden, I can't say that either, getting upset unless it's the president. That's different. That's a whole other issue. What are your thoughts? Should Biden be replaced by the DNC on the ticket for president? Or should he be allowed to be on the ticket? 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm interested in what you think. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Traffic, sports, weather, all up next.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a job? Direct Connect MKE is a social media style platform that empowers you to grow your social network, find career opportunities, and connect with career specialists for success. Visit joindcmke.com today to learn how you can create a profile, upload your resume, and find access to information about jobs, job training, hiring events, and more. DCMKE is locally focused and equips you to grow your social capital and find opportunities that match your career interests. Visit joindcmke.com today and connect your dream to reality.
The traffic and weather update on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is sponsored by the City of Milwaukee's Direct Connect MKE. Make connections and explore career opportunities by visiting directconnectmke.com. We got westbound 94 slowing down right out of the Marquette interchange all the way to Hawley Road, with the eastbound side hitting the brakes at 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. We've also got southbound 43, kind of heavy from Capitol Drive, pretty much all the way down through the Marquette interchange and onto the high-rise bridge. Southbound 894 backing up from Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange to about 51st Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low of 31. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 40. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Bob Brainerd. The Bucks are in a funk, in a bad place right now, having lost another game, this time at home to Minnesota last night, 129-105. Bucks are back at it tonight hosting Charlotte. Game time is 7 p.m. Bucks shoot-around begins at 6 bells over on 620 WTMJ. The local college basketball agenda chock full of action tomorrow. Marquette will host St. John's at Fiserv Forum. while Wisconsin has a road contest at Rutgers. And the Milwaukee Panthers also with some road work to do at Robert Morris. And how about some love for the Milwaukee Admirals? Still perfect in 2024, 12-0, just one win shy of tying the team record of 13 set in 2019, and a chance to get it tonight against the Chicago Wolves. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams, member FDIC.
Do you know your Black history? We are about to find out with the Black Inventors Challenge on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. Call now at 833-212-1017 for your chance to play and win a Black History Month prize pack. The Black Inventors Challenge on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is sponsored by Tayback Law, Educators Credit Union, Freighter, and the Medical College of Wisconsin, and American Family Insurance.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon 2024 Black History Female Inventors Challenge. If you think you got what it takes to answer one simple question and pick the right answer, call me at 833-212-1017. We have a Valentine's Day prize pack. Included in that is a 4-pack of some chocolate from the Valentine's Day chocolate from Concordia Red Elephant Chocolate. So beat the caller. You don't have to be third or second. You can be number one. So 833-212-1017 is the number. You know, the award-winning 1017 The Truth is home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Don't miss any other hoop action by listening to Panthers basketball on 1017 The Truth app, and all of your favorite streaming platforms. The Panthers continue their road trip, taking on Robert Morris Colonels Saturday afternoon. Coverage starts at 12:30 with a 1 p.m. tip-off. Good point. See, that's why you got a producer. Well, no, actually, I ask it directly to them. So, all right. Well, you're on the new 1017 The Truth. What is your first name?
Hi, my name is Markina.
Martina or Markina?
Markina.
Markina.
With a K.
With a K. Yep. Like Dr. Ken.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna read this to you. I got a question, and I'm gonna give you four choices. Got it?
Okay.
And you get to pick one.
Yes.
But you only got 4 seconds. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So this woman became the second black woman to receive a U.S. patent with her invention of the fold-out bed. Her name is A, Queenie E. Good, B, Rosalind E. Good, C, Sarah E. Good, or D, Tiffany E. Good. 5,
Sarah
4.
Sarah E. Good.
Sarah E. Good. How you know that?
Because I just knew that.
I bet you got your phone in front of you typing.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I am that fast.
But Sarah Good, she actually, she was probably a black woman who was tired and too many people coming over, sleeping all over her house. She said, I got you one, and then she invented the fold-out bed. No, I'm just. So, yeah,
she probably did.
She probably did. She probably got tired of all them cousins coming from down south. Oh, look, my nephew and my cousin and my uncle and my. So she just invented another bed. She probably sat it outside on the porch. Y'all can sleep outside.
That's right.
Well, congratulations.
That's y'all's space.
Really?
Thank you.
Really? Well, hang on so we can get your information, and congratulations. Sarah E. Good.
Thank you.
You better remember her forever.
Sarah E. Good. Sarah Good. Sarah E. Good.
All right. Hang on.
Remember forever.
All right.
All right.
I wish I could win, but I can't. You know, unfortunately, we never let us. You know, they never let us win things. So. Y'all are always the ones that's going to win. But in the 5 o'clock hour, I got some more stuff coming up for your chance to win some tickets to see Bob Marley for the movie meetup. So make sure you hang around. I'll let you know when. I'll just holler it out like blah, blah, caller number, blah, blah, and then you'll win. Cool? All right. I think it'll be cool. Sarah E. Good, the second black woman to receive a U.S. patent with her invention of the fold-out bed. That's what's up. Yep. Figures. All them folks coming to visit from down south. I know I would. 833-212-1017 is the number. Before the break, we were talking about at the top of the hour, we were talking about that fact that this is Pop Off Friday. So if you got anything that, just drives you in the British word baddie, give me a call, 833-212-1017. And Biden, should he continue or should he be removed from office and let Kamala Harris take over for the rest of the year? Like, what exactly should happen? I'm interested because, bottom line, it's just one of those things, He does not have the mental capacity to finish the job. And I don't know. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying he doesn't have it. And so if you don't have it, how do you finish? And when we write stories on him, shouldn't we be upfront with what the issue is? He willfully retained and disclosed classified materials after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen. In particular, classified documents about military and foreign policy in Afghanistan. But they don't think they could find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt because he presents himself as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with poor memory. And they don't think they could get him convicted. And of course, people were upset that it used prejudicial language and to describe a commonplace occurrence among witnesses, a lack of recall of years-old events. We're talking about when they tested your memory. You didn't remember very significant things that occurred in your life. And I don't care how old I get, there's some things that I should probably remember. Like, I remember talking to some people and their memory was impeccable and they were in their 90s. And they knew dates, times, places, things they did, who they did it with, where they were, how they traveled. The thing is, we're all different. So we can't line people up and say all of your memory should be the same. I think personally, I wouldn't want to see that in anybody to have diminished capacity. That is a terrible thing. A terrible thing. I know how I get when I get tired when I'm up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and then I got to do a radio show 12 hours later and I only got 3 hours sleep and I slur my words and tired and right. So, I mean, I got that. But the fact that you don't even remember. 833-212-1017 is the number. G, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ken. I'm not. My thing is this. I don't know who actually interviewed him. I heard of it, but I can't really remember.
Investigators from the Department of Justice.
Okay, so the thing is, my understanding is, when they ask for the documents, why they can't proceed with that, other than what you're saying, is that he turned everything over, which is different from Donald Trump.
We're not talking about Donald Trump. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump.
Dr.
So we're
Ken,
not.
I
Stop.
understand, sir.
Listen.
I was just trying to make. Okay, I'm listening.
Let's not make a comparison.
Get my point across.
Well, the reason you can't get your point across is because you got to stick with the facts of what Biden had.
Okay.
Then we can talk about Trump, but you can't compare the two.
Okay, there is a comparison.
There is not.
I'll listen to you. Okay?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, boy. The thing is, Dr. Ken, he turned the documents over. Correct?
He didn't turn them over until after they were,
Yeah, they
were found.
For the documents.
No. Listen, what they did is when it came out and they talked about Trump, they sent word to everybody who's in government: check your place, check your house, make sure you don't have any documents. The ones that were in his garage, he said, "Hey, I got some documents in my garage," and he turned them in. Somebody else at the University of Pennsylvania said, "Hey, he's got more documents over here he didn't know about." So he had actually taken classified documents there. The government had to go get those. Okay, go ahead.
My understanding is he turned it over. Okay, but I've been listening to the thing, but maybe not to the full extent like you have. But I just find it ironic how some of the GOP lawmakers want to invoke the 25th Amendment when there was an insurrection that occurred, and they don't want to do anything about that.
Okay, those are two separate incidents that have their own.
But I'm just saying they want. Can I just ask you this though? Because don't they give all presidents a cognitive test?
No.
I thought they gave.
No.
They tested the president.
No.
Did Trump get a cognitive test?
I don't know. I think he went and took one when he was president. But I don't think it's mandatory.
They check them cognitively to see if things about their memory, if everything is intact. But my question is, you know what? I think we all have a memory I'll tell you what.
But we're not talking about us all. Stop.
I'm just trying to
stop. No, I'm not going to let you make a point because what you're doing is you're trying to spread it out, and we're only talking about one person and one man. Now, if you want to talk about Donald Trump, we can talk about Donald Trump. Well, that's all you have to say.
My answer is they should let him let him proceed because the DOJ they can make a point and they're supposed to be valid, but when points are made about Trump, which I have to keep going back to, it's not valid. That's just the point.
In this conversation, it's irrelevant because we're not talking about the evidence that's against Trump. We're talking about the evidence that's against Biden. Now, if you want to have a separate conversation and talk about all the things that Trump did wrong and messed up and all that, that's one thing. But you can't compare that to Biden.
Evidence, but
You're missing the point.
My understanding is, Dr. Ken, just to say that someone is, he was elderly, that's beside the point. If he did something wrong, then they would proceed if he did something wrong.
Not true. They just told you they're not doing it, and they told you he did something wrong.
Because the documents were turned over.
That has nothing to do with it. Go back. Do me a favor. Go back and read the story that's online in all the news places because they tell you very specifically to the point where you can get a copy of the report yourself and read it.
Right. That's probably what I need to do. But what he
that's
said
it.
on
All right. I'm moving on. Thank
you
much. I appreciate
it.
All right. I'm trying to say that you can't compare one person's crime to another person's crime when the set of facts that go with the crime are different. They're not the same. Right? That's why both of them could have got charged with something different because the set of facts are different. It's not a whether or not it's Biden or whether or not it's Trump or, let me see, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. Like, I'm pretty sure Barack Obama took something home. Like, that's just one of those normal occurrences. Vice President Pence had stuff at his house, took it home, forgot about it. Oh, dude, you still got this. Whoop, got to take it back because it's classified. Right? That's all. All we're talking about is one person who clearly you have to be living in a cave if you don't think President Biden has diminished capacity. And nobody's bashing him. And the only people that can bring up the 25th Amendment is his cabinet. And if his cabinet doesn't do it, then the public has to deal with it, live with it, and we move on, and he's the president. And that's it. Kathy, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Yeah, hello. What I heard real clearly when they asked him about his son, death, he said he didn't want to talk about that. He don't care if he didn't remember. He didn't care. He didn't want that to be brought up. That's not what he was doing. Okay? He didn't really care. And I have diminished capacity. A lot of us probably do. I'm proud of it. I could care less. But the mayor wrote the document up for one reason only. This is just my take on it. Mm-hmm. Because even though he wasn't going to charge him, he was going to put it out there for the public. He probably didn't like Biden and wanted to get in office. Who knows what the real story was? But he wanted to let the public know that he was not a doctor or a psychiatrist. And the man that called you was right the first time. Trump had to take a basic exam, and the doctor came out to the White House and said he was okay. Because he probably felt threatened by Trump in the first place. He said he was okay. Well, if you look up American Disabilities Act, he's been on there for quite some time, because we had in our office about American Disabilities Act and people who achieve great things, and he was one of them that was on there, okay? But if you listen to Biden, Biden said he didn't want to remember. I don't remember when my mom died or my dad died. I don't care when they died. But again, I don't tell nobody about it. Kathy, I do not want to tell nobody about it. Why should I tell you about it? Say I'm crazy?
Kathy, you're not the president, though. It's okay for you.
But he said he didn't want to talk about his son dying. Why you want to ask him that in the first place?
Well,
you don't want to know about that. He said that. Did you hear that? He said that he didn't want to talk about that.
That was with the reporter. That wasn't with the DOJ when they questioned him.
With the DOJ, a psychiatrist or something?
You don't have to be a psychiatrist. Listen, this has nothing to do with psychiatry. It has to do with whether or not I have enough evidence to charge a person to find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Part of that and what goes into that is the person's presence of mind. And his presence of mind, hang on, and his presence of mind is diminished. That's all. It doesn't matter what he put out. When someone's questioning you about a crime, you don't get to say that, whether you're the president or not.
Who are you to put it in the paper like that? That's your personal opinion of the person. That's kind of tacky. That's like me saying I don't think that you're too controversial when you have a guest call in there, and maybe you shouldn't be on the radio.
But people say it about me every day. So then what?
I know they do. I can already read that one. I'm very perceptive. But I'm saying is that I don't know when my mom died, my dad died. Does that make me a person that's diminished? Am I something wrong with me? I don't care when they die. I don't want to hear about it. I'm not going to talk about it with anybody. That's my feeling.
Okay. Thank you much.
You know what I'm saying? But you argue with people too much. Don't do that.
I argue because I talk to people, and that's what I do. I let you talk.
You're a good host. I like that.
Well, wait. If you call and you say something, you're saying that nobody should say anything to you. You should just come on the radio and say whatever it is you want.
No, you cut them off too quick and you let them in.
Just like you just cut me off, right?
Whatever.
If you're gonna tell the truth, tell the truth. Did you just cut me off?
Yes, I did, and
that's what you complain about, and you always have a reason.
That's one of my disabilities that I have to work on. I know that, but I appreciate it.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I have no problem with it. But we don't get to assign it when we get to hit somebody over the head with it and then pretend and say, not pretend, but then say, oh, sorry, I did it. I have an excuse. It's either for both sides or no sides. Fight fair.
Okay. No, you're right, but
you can't complain. But you can't complain.
Okay. Go ahead.
Nope, I'm going to let you go. But anyway, I got to go because I'm way behind. I'll talk to you later, Kathy.
When people call into you...
I'll talk to you later, Kathy. Now, she hung up. I didn't touch it, so. 833-212-1017 is the number.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
101.7 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. To sign up for your business's chance to win $6,000 of commercial campaign marketing on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I have to tell you about my friends at Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs features only the finest Wisconsin-made cheeses and dairy on their menu. And now, the time has come for even more cheese, as Cousins is happy to introduce their new Cheddar Supreme cheese sauce. Order this cheesy treat on their new cheese fries, or add cheese sauce to your favorite sub, and for a limited time, indulge in chili cheese fries. More cheese?
Yes, please.
Order today at any location online via Cousin Subs mobile app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. And you can weather any storm. You'll also save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you join Educators Credit Union, you're not just another number or just another customer. You're a member owner. As a member owner, you can expect award-winning financial services, free financial education, and a team of people by your side helping you make informed financial decisions. Ready to join the Educators Credit Union family? Membership is open to anyone who lives or works in southeastern Wisconsin, no matter your career. Learn more at ecu.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. So let me address what Kathy said. See, part of my issue is if you call and talk about a topic, about a specific thing, and you start going off into stuff that's not germane, should I just let you go and talk? Or should I try to get you back on point? I mean, so when a crime has been committed, you can only look at the crime based on the facts of the circumstances of that crime and the statute that goes with it. You can't apply it to something somebody else did who got charged with the same crime, but the elements are different. So when you keep comparing the two, it doesn't make any sense because somebody else might have done one thing, somebody else did something else. The reason the guy said we weren't going to prosecute him is because we think the jury will be too sympathetic because of his mental state. That is within a prosecutor's right. So anyway, let me see if we can get to Mike. We got about 30 seconds, Mike. You're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hi, how you doing?
What's
I
up?
just wanted to say, it's a difference. It was a difference because Biden, his paperwork, it wasn't confidential or
yes, it was.
Top secret.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It was classified.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
He said it last night.
Read the story, dude. Go back and read the story.
He was on the news. And
It was classified. What?
It wasn't classified.
It was. I just read it. JS Online has it.
I just watched him tell.
There's no reason to prosecute somebody who's not having classified paper. Why would they prosecute him then? Why would they even
prosecute?
No, you're missing the point. They decide. No, it's not. They decided they didn't prosecute him because they couldn't get a conviction.
They didn't say that the paperwork wasn't classified. He even had stuff from intelligence on Afghanistan. What?
He said on national TV.
I don't care what he said. I'm talking about what DOJ said. They're the ones that are prosecuting. Department of Justice.
The DOJ would have came, and after he said that it wasn't top secret, they would have came right behind him.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't, because they put out a 200-page report.
In that report.
Go read it. It's online. Go read it. It's online.
They didn't go back on the report.
Go read it. It's online. Go read it.
Yeah, everything online ain't always telling the truth either.
Okay.
Y'all
All
say
right.
these interwebs that y'all just believe.
Got to roll, Mike. I got 5 seconds. Call me back after 5 if you want. I'm out.
Tap into Milwaukee's most entertaining morning show.
Where's the commissioner for the cancel culture? Why can't Jada get canceled?
Is there a commissioner of cancel culture?
I don't know. I mean,
Who is
because,
that?
the cancel culture wasn't created in our age group.
Why do you want to fight over this cornbread? It's just Jiffy.
Listen to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices, and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
The 2024 UNCF Milwaukee Mayor's Master Ball, taking place Saturday, March 2nd at the Hilton Milwaukee City Center, is one of Milwaukee's premier fundraising and social events of the year. Hosted by the Honorable Mayor Cavalier Johnson, this nonprofit gala is supported by corporations, civic leaders, and Greater Milwaukee. So get ready for an evening of celebration and support for UNCF. The annual Master Ball is a formal black tie benefit with a seated dinner, silent auction, live entertainment, and so much more. For more information, please visit uncfmkembb.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people. But anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Ria Riley with your news update. An 11-year-old sustained life-threatening injuries after a car crash involving a stolen vehicle. The crash occurred near 37th and Orchard when the vehicle lost control and hit an empty, parked car. The child was in the passenger seat of the stolen vehicle along with a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old. The driver and someone else also fled the crash scene. Police have arrested an additional passenger but are asking for help. If you have any information, call Milwaukee Police at 414-935-7360. Milwaukee police are investigating a homicide after a body was found in a garbage cart. Police received a call Wednesday around 11 a.m. that a body was found in a barrel on Carroll and Chicago Avenue. Community members stated they saw drops of blood leading from a nearby Pizza Hut to the dumpster where the barrel was found. The South Milwaukee Police Department and the Wisconsin State Crime Lab are investigating the incident. A local Cermak Fresh market was shut down by the Milwaukee Health Department this week. Officials from the department stated the store was an imminent health hazard after doing their routine inspection of the grocery store. Over their 2-day inspection, they reported seeing damaged products that were infested with pests, rodent droppings, and live roaches. Locals near the Walker's Point grocery store located near First and Greenfield have noticed pest control trucks and employees cleaning shelves since the shutdown. Inspectors said the business has until February 20th to bring the store into compliance. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I think people are getting emotional because I think people get emotional in defending Biden the same way they get emotional in bashing Donald Trump. Either way, it seems like it's the same energy and the same emotion. And I just find that strange that people don't see that. Or do they? I don't know. Hey, Truth Nation, keep it locked because every day this week. Nope, I'm not going to read that. I'm going to wait. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah, I can read. 833-212-1017. Eddie, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Good evening, Dr. Ken.
How are you?
Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm doing all right. You got the stick and move tonight. That's the first time in all the times I heard Kathy call you stepped on her toes today.
I don't think I stepped on her toes.
Direct. Pardon?
I don't think I stepped on her toes.
I never heard Kathy talk the way she talked today. Not disrespectful, but you could tell your discussion sort of bothered her with your opinion. She was pretty direct today. You know, she wasn't going around the block with her thoughts and stuff. And, you know, the point is, I don't know if this is something you learn as being a radio host or whatever, but I think sometimes, just like you just made a statement about people get passionate about how they get passionate about things. Well, it's people that get passionate about Trump when people try to go against Trump.
Yep.
But I try to when I talk to you, I kind of listen to what you're talking about, and I don't like to get I don't like to get caught up in a trap where you can say we're not comparing because the thing is like there's a white lie and then there's a lie, right?
No,
so
there's no such thing as a white lie.
Right?
You're either lying or you're not.
Right, and that's my point. My point is, I think when people talk to you and see, it's hard. One, you got to time them. Not my thing. Like we having a discussion now. I'm talking, you listening. You talk, I listen. We get our points across with a clear mind. But a lot of people don't have that talent to do that. So when they try to make a point, they try to bring up other things to compare it to make their point, and then it gets off track. Because if they can bring them comparisons up on your topic, then it takes away the fire from your topic. You know, as far as what you're talking about. You know, well, to me it does. It sugarcoats it, and you got people that look at that because that can understand what a person's trying to say. So they're not necessarily saying it's the same crime, but because people, to me, in our society, depends on where you at and what pecking order you're in. You're always gonna have somebody trying to protect you. That's just the way it goes. And then you made a statement, or you asked a question: do the public want someone to be in office with Biden's dementia, whatever he's going through? However, I'm gonna say, hey, they done already proved that. If you know what I mean,
yeah,
they don't care about certain things. Right. That question's been proven already. So
then why not just say so?
Want them in there.
Then why not just say so?
Well, they do. Do they voting? They're saying it, or whatever. And I'm not saying, because I can come up with, because to me it's like, do I want a person there that might forget what a button at, or a person there that knows what a button at, So,
but you're making people mad right now because you're saying something negative about Joe Biden.
Right. Or, well, and see, that's the thing. On another show, they'll sit up and talk about, all y'all got.
Now you're doing it. Now you're comparing shows.
Okay, I'll stay away from that. Then. But it's just that, to me, society as a whole, we all got our ways, our feelings and thoughts.
Correct.
But you know what? The best thing is that when a person, and I even trying to work on that, I would rather be a better, more articulate, expressing my thoughts, where a person won't think or understand what I'm saying. Because a lot of people don't communicate well. And when you don't communicate well, you go into your feelings and your emotions and this and that. And, I bet you if Kathy called back and asked anything you said, she probably wouldn't know, because she was talking at the same time you was trying to express what you were talking. And then it irritated me because I couldn't hear your point or her point, and it was all like at the end where she hung up, But, like I said, you're good at what you do, and you're doing your job. And people should learn it. So when before I forget about that, there was another person that called the show a while back ago. And when people can't call your show and talk about what they want to talk, be it true or off, they get mad. And this person got real emotional and called you the N-word.
That's true.
Right.
And what did I do?
He couldn't control.
I let it slide.
He couldn't control. Right, he couldn't call, but he couldn't. No, you didn't get upset.
I did let it slide. What I do? Hang up on him?
You let it slide, but at the same time, you showed a posture to me like Obama. You didn't let what he said go. Matter of fact, it shows you where his level of intelligence at, because he couldn't have his way, so he had a tantrum, and he called you the N-word. I said, you really put it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember that. I even remember who it was.
That's what I wanted to say, Doctor. That's what I'm saying. But a person should learn. I mean, I know your show, and I really go through what I'm going to talk with you before I go, because I don't want to get off track, so you can't say, and get me off track. So that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate you.
Yeah, but
833-212-1017 is the number. What's up, Al?
Well, I know y'all talking about the Biden situation. My question is, what if it was a slight chance those documents was put there on purpose, number one? And number two, isn't it his attorney's job to kind of maneuver the law, that old wise saying?
Are those rhetorical questions, or you want me to respond?
Well, I'm just want you to respond, because I know they say due to his medical or mental situations, but isn't it his job of his attorney to exploit that loophole that most attorneys are afraid to touch?
Correct. But the problem with that is that, and I'll take your second question first. The problem with that is if they do that, it's going to show quite possibly the court might find him incompetent, and then they'll enact the 25th Amendment and remove him from office.
Okay, and that may be the case too. But I understand everything is going on. But wasn't another person also, I believe, was diagnosed or show the same signs of early dementia, who was also running for president?
No.
So I understand.
No.
Well, I thought they said Trump had early signs of dementia, because if anyone has signs of dementia, neither one of them should be running because they're both liabilities.
Again, one is president, one is not. One is a former president. Two, we're talking about Biden, and so the things that they would have done in court with Biden, you got to remember the DOJ did him a favor by saying what they said and not prosecuting him, because then it would have had to show that he actually had that diminished capacity, which would have caused all sorts of constitutional issues. So
okay, and
he wasn't really bashing him. He kind of set him up so he could stay in office. Now, your first question was what?
Well, the first question is, what if it was a small chance somebody put those documents there on purpose? And my last thing is,
no, hang on.
Do you really
hang on? He admitted that those papers were put there, and admitted that the papers that were at Penn were his. So it's not like somebody made the stuff up.
Okay, and then the last question is, do you really think they will go against their own?
No, that's why they didn't prosecute him. Absolutely not.
See, I'm done.
All right.
I'm done. Right. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right.
You think the DOJ was like, well, we're not going to do it? They had to come up with a reason. The problem was the only reason they couldn't come up with anything else, because you got all these other people who took documents home. So the question is, if they all committed the same crime, why are you prosecuting this person and not prosecuting that person and raiding this person's house but not that person's house? You know, they went and got a warrant and went and checked President Biden's personal home and found more documents. And then went to Penn State. Was it Penn or Penn State? I can't remember. And found more documents. The issue is all of them got documents. So either prosecute all of them or don't prosecute nobody. Don't prosecute the people you don't like, or befriend the people that you like, right? And that's the issue with the law. Because if Republicans were in there and the president had diminished capacity, they'd do the same thing. Oh, we going to cover for him. Oh, we going to do this. And then everybody else would complain and holler and, oh, but we don't like this person or we don't like that. The bottom line, we almost need to wipe the whole place clean and put fresh people in on both sides of the aisle. Because the gap in America is just too big. And at some point, it's going to give. 833-212-1017 is the number. Sometime today in this hour, I'm going to actually have Top 5 at 5.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. 1017 The Truth is now the proud home of Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference basketball. Tune in every week so you don't miss out on the classic rivalry game we all love, the high-flying dunks that leave us in awe, and the memorable moments where Milwaukee basketball legends are born. City Conference basketball on 1017 The Truth is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools, MPS proud, and presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
It's big week for First Stage. Truth Nation, the best-selling Percy Jackson series, is about to come alive on stage. The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, will be showing at the Marcus Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee. When Zeus's master lightning bolt is stolen and Percy becomes his prime suspect, he has to find and return the bolt to prove his innocence and prevent a war between the gods. This entertaining play runs from February 3rd to March 10th. Don't miss The Lightning Thief, a Percy Jackson musical, by visiting firststage.org.
At Associated Bank, they know opportunity can't wait. If you're a female or minority small business owner, their Community Uplift loans could be for you. Loans range from $5,000 to $50,000. Get funds in as little as one business day. Talk to a relationship manager today about a Community Uplift loan and other business banking services. Call 800-270-7725. Visit AssociatedBank.com or stop by your local branch. Because you help build the Midwest and your neighborhoods, they got your back. Associated Bank, your money works here. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Truth Nation, listen up. Cousin Sub is excited to announce their second annual Driven at Heart Scholarship Contest alongside their Make It Better Foundation and partner, Donald Drive. 4 high school student athletes across the state will be awarded scholarship funds. Senior athletes who have participated in a WIAA-sanctioned sport, excelled in academics, and make a difference in their hometown through community service are encouraged to apply. For your student's chance to apply to win a $2,500 scholarship, visit cousinsubs.com/drive-at-heart.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I should go through the talk and text line, but we'll be here till 9 o'clock tonight. How do I? Here it is. So, I'll try it later. Good doc. Evil is the emotion displayed when you attempt to defend a person who believes his money allows him to sexually assault women. Didn't defend him. I'm simply trying to stay on point because we're talking about two separate things. Now, here's what I actually sent back to them. If you want to talk about Trump, call and say, hey, I want to talk about Trump. And then we go, okay, and then we talk about Trump. But every single time you call to talk about one person and you bring up the other, that's a problem for me. Or you bring up something different. So then why'd you say you wanted to talk about Biden if you're going to talk about something else? That's all. That's all. And didn't most people? Anyway, I don't care. Yeah. Chauncey, you need to quit, by the way. You need to stop. I got you. 833-212-1. Oh, why'd I do that? That's what I get. 1017 is the number.
Number 5.
2 tornadoes have been confirmed just south of U.S. Highway 14 in rural Rock County. Justin Schott's home and the home of his father-in-law next door appeared untouched by one of February's weirdest storms in the world. Just behind these homes, the site of their family crop farm, established in the 1960s, the destruction of the tornado had wrought. It was on display. Leveled a concrete silo, leveled rubble in its wake, left rubble in its wake, torn off roof on another building, trees ripped out the ground, branches from countless others lay scattered all over. And as the clouds over the farm grew ominous, Schott sent his wife and 2 children into the basement. He went upstairs for a minute more, where the sky was so dark he couldn't even make out a funnel cloud. As he headed downstairs, his ears popped and the swooshing began. He said it lasted about 30 seconds, and then that was it. On Friday, the farm was bustling with people, assessing damage, cleaning up trees. That was this morning. Rock County officials said all the reports of injuries were minor. National Weather Service surveyed the property, determined there were not one, because we had reported there was one F1, but actually there were two. And then it was an F2 tornado. So one hit at 5:15 near Albany in Greene County, just southwest of Evansville. Then an EF2 tornado hit at about 5:40 that moved northeast from Evansville to southwest Jefferson County. Winds, get this, 135 miles an hour in Evansville. So you can imagine if you're in a frame house, what exactly would happen. So, yeah, they might upgrade the second storm to a EF3 because they saw overturned farm equipment inside the barn, which meant there had to have been heavier winds if the building blocks the wind, but the wind was so strong when it went through the cracks and the doors that it blew over machinery that weighed well over a ton. Well, let's just say I'm glad I live in Milwaukee County. I'm serious.
Number 4.
This is from Minnesota, near the Wisconsin border. A 35-year-old southeastern Minnesota woman faces over a dozen charges for allegedly trying to take blame for her twin sister in a fatal, get this, Amish buggy crash. Sarah Peterson was charged earlier this week with 16 felonies, including criminal vehicular homicide, criminal vehicular operation, and aiding an offender, according to court records. All 16 charges indicate that Sarah Peterson tried to conceal or take responsibility for her identical twin sister's criminal acts. Samantha Peterson was charged with 21 felonies, including criminal vehicular homicide, criminal vehicular operation, driving under the influence, failure to provide proof of insurance, careless driving, and speeding. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, wow, somebody drove drunk, right? No. Samantha Peterson was allegedly high on meth when she crashed into an Amish buggy last September. There were 4 children in the buggy. 2 of the children, 7 and 11, were killed. The 9 and 13-year-old were hospitalized with serious injuries. Fillmore County, Minnesota Sheriff John DeGeorge said the fact the sisters are identical twins added a lot of complexity to the lengthy investigation. As the days continued beyond that first day where the crash was reported, inconsistencies started to appear in both sisters' stories and in the evidence that the deputies uncovered. Later, it was determined through a series of search warrants, interviews, analysis of different data, that in fact, Samantha Peterson, Sarah's twin sister, was driving that night. So then, how'd they get it? Right? Technology. A search of Samantha Peterson's cell phone revealed a text she sent on September 25th writing, you ready? I hit that Amish buggy and I killed 2 people. Made Sarah come there and take the fall for it so I wouldn't go to prison. Like that was it. But yet we love social media. We love, technology. It's going to be great. It is great. Until it's not great.
Number 3.
Hey, how are you? It's a lot of people in the avenue to come to the Bucks game, and I'm looking at 3 kids that are there standing at the window just waving. One of them's got a Giannis shirt on. He's got to be like 4 years old. So, kind of cute. From WISN.com, a shocking scene unfolded this morning in the River West neighborhood when a bus crashed through a building. Happened around 8 o'clock at Holton and Locust. Police say a silver pickup truck ran a red light traveling east on Locust, slammed into a school bus, making a left turn. The bus hit a third vehicle before careening into Iglesia Genesis, a church with an apartment upstairs. No children were on the bus at the time. I'll get it right. No children were on the bus at the time. There were no injuries. However, Pastor Angel Rosario told 12 News his upstairs tenants were trapped inside the building as the bus crashed into the only entrance to the upstairs apartment. Okay, so help me with something. Am I missing something? Aren't you supposed to have multiple entryways into and out of buildings, like a front door, back door? Am I incorrect with that? Fire department responded to the scene and used a ladder truck to gently guide an elderly woman down to safety with the help of her son with a prosthetic leg get down from the side of the building. It's the second time a vehicle has hit his church and caused damage. So you think you need to put some of those concrete stumps in, right? Well, I remember a long time ago, I used to laugh because I used to drive in suburbs here. You know, sometimes I go on a drive and I'll just go drive west and go to some of these small towns and everything. And I was out near, I believe, Oconomowoc somewhere. And I kind of went, well, if the mailboxes and the ground keeps getting soft, why do you keep putting in wooden mailboxes? Why wouldn't you put in a concrete thing? And they said, well, technically you can't do that because if somebody crashes and hits it and dies, it's your fault. I was like, what? How about they stay off of your property? They said, no, they either had an ordinance or a county law or something like that where you have to actually, have a wooden mailbox. I said, so your mailbox gets knocked down or your mailbox, like it's rainy and the ground gets soggy and it falls over? He said, we just pick it up and put it back in. I was like, wow. But maybe you could. I mean, stores have it, like Target. You go to Target and they have those big red things and those red balls sitting there. So you can't drive up there. So I would think that would be something you could actually do. But, hey, I'm just me.
Number 2.
So, I'm going to be honest. I don't like banks. I mean, I like banks. They're useful, I think, when you have a business. But sometimes individual people who bank at places, weird things happen. So there's a story on Fox 6 from West Dallas. A clerical error is to blame for money going missing from a West Dallas safe deposit box. Jeffrey Timmer told Contact 6 he visited Wells Fargo in November, found his box was drilled open and the contents missing. So Contact 6 emailed the bank and Timmer got a full refund. A police report now reveals the bank drilling was drilled out of the wrong safe deposit box by mistake. The report states another Wells Fargo customer asked that her lock be drilled out and was given, get this, Timmer's money by mistake. The woman told the bank, hey, this isn't my money. But she was told, keep it. She then saw the Contact 6 report and called the bank to give it back. Really? The bank told you to keep it. So she kept it. But she didn't spend it because she knew it wasn't her money. Did I miss something? What kind of employee finds out that you opened the wrong safe deposit box and instead of taking the money back and contacting the owner saying what you did, you tell the person to keep it? Yeah. Maybe I'm just too. Yeah. Anyway. I'm just saying.
Number 1.
From JS Online, a Milwaukee County jail officer has been charged with selling cigarettes, THC pens, and cell phones to inmates. Devin McGee, 32, who was hired as a correctional officer at the sheriff's office in January 2023, has been charged with 1 felony count of misconduct in public office, and a felony of delivering illegal items to an inmate, each of which carries a penalty of 3.5 years and $10,000 fine, or both. According to charges filed yesterday, McGee accepted money from family members of inmates at the county jail in exchange for contraband items over a 5-month period last year. He was paid through a mobile app, Cash App, according to the complaint. McGee would charge $50 for a pack of cigarettes, $75 for a THC pen, and $100 for a cell phone. To avoid getting caught, he would often change his Cash App name. He made roughly $1,000, according to the dollar amounts listed in the complaint. And on June 24th, an inmate alerted staff that McGee had been selling cigarettes in jail. That same day, another correctional officer reported she could smell burning cigarettes during inspections in a housing unit. 3 days later, an inmate revealed to Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office law enforcement officer investigating the case that inmates would ask McGee if he could bring in a cell phone or cigarettes, and in turn, he would give them a price and his Cash App name for payment, according to the complaint. Now get this. The complaint reported one instance they had video surveillance that showed McGee handing something to an inmate. During an interview with the Sheriff's Office law enforcement officer on June 29th, 2023, McGee repeatedly denied allegations against him and denied the officer's request to view his Cash App transactions. His transactions were later reviewed after they got a search warrant. Follow-up interview January 17th of this year. McGee stated, quote, "I messed up. Everybody mess up, and this is my first time messing up." He said he'd been doing transactions with approximately 6 to 10 inmates at the jail. He also added that he felt blackmailed into continuing as inmates told him that if he did not bring the item, they would report him. He denied ever selling THC pens or cell phones, the complaint notes. He's to appear in court February 27th. Interesting. Well, thank goodness they caught him. And if he's found guilty, 3.5 years per, hey, it's only fitting. Traffic, sports, and weather up next.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Melanie Ricks with her Truth.
Okay, y'all, the winter is upon us. It's officially that time of the year when, let's be honest, seasonal affective disorder is a real thing. When I was a kid, I used to wonder why I felt sad during certain times of the year, why I felt more down, and why I felt like I just couldn't get myself moving the way I'm used to. As I grew older, I started to learn more about how the weather not only affects our mood, but it truly does affect the way that we view life. And let's be honest, living here in Milwaukee, these winter days can get real long, real cold, and real dreary. So this is your reminder to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health. It's okay to not be okay, but what's not okay is when you don't do anything about it. I understand that sometimes it's so much easier to tell somebody else, hey, you got to get yourself in check. But it's important that you look in the mirror and you tell that to yourself as well, because when you're doing well, the people around you are going to feel that and they're going to succeed. They're going to be motivated by your energy. I'm not saying that you should put the weight of the world on your shoulders. I'm not saying that you need to be the neighborhood hero, but you should want to be your own hero. So let's all make a promise to take care of our mental health this winter so that we can walk into summer feeling refreshed and ready to go. I hear you, summer. Come and knock on our door. Oh, I'll be waiting for you.
Listen to Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks, weekdays from noon to 1 p.m.
If you're a veteran, join the Soldiers to Civilians Self-Care Sundays, free bi-weekly group wellness session for the local veteran community. Every other Sunday at the Sherman Phoenix from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Learn more at shermanphoenix.com or at 262-228-6021.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a job? Direct Connect MKE is a social media style platform that empowers you to grow your social network, find career opportunities, and connect with career specialists for success. Visit joindcmke.com today to learn how you can create a profile, upload your resume, and find access to information about jobs, job training, hiring events, and more. DCMKE is locally focused and equips you to grow your social capital and find opportunities that match your career interests. Visit joindcmke.com today and connect your dream to reality.
The traffic and weather update on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is sponsored by the City of Milwaukee's Direct Connect MKE. Make connections and explore career opportunities by visiting directconnectmke.com. Trouble on northbound 41, right on the Capitol Drive on-ramp to northbound 41. We've got an accident there, so watch out for those delays. Southbound 894, just south of Beloit Road, we've got a broken down vehicle with the left lane blocked. That's backing things up to Greenfield Avenue, so be prepared for that. Westbound 94, slowing out of the Marquette, basically starting around 25th Street through the Stadium interchange. On the eastbound side, backing up from 92nd Street all the way through to about 35th Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low of 31. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Bob Brainerd. The Bucks are in a funk, in a bad place right now, having lost another game, this time at home to Minnesota last night, 129-105. Bucks are back at it tonight hosting Charlotte. Game time is 7 p.m. Bucks shoot-around begins at 6 bells over on 620 WTMJ. The local college basketball agenda chock full of action tomorrow. Marquette will host St. John's at Fiserv Forum, while Wisconsin has a road contest at Rutgers. And the Milwaukee Panthers also with some road work to do at Robert Morris. And how about some love for the Milwaukee Admirals? Still perfect in 2024, 12-0, just one win shy of tying the team record of 13 set in 2019, and a chance to get it tonight against the Chicago Wolves. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams, member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Truth Nation, now's your chance to win 4 tickets to the City of Milwaukee's Direct Connect MKE movie meetup for an exclusive showing of Bob Marley, One Love. Be caller number, you know what? It's Friday. Be caller number 1. 833-212-1017. Win a 4-pack of tickets to see Bob Marley, One Love with fellow Truth Nation members. So, City of Milwaukee Direct Connect MKE movie meetup is set for Saturday, February 17th. You can't buy tickets to the event. You got to win them. Be caller number 1 because this is exclusive access for Truth Nation. Be caller number 1 at 833-212-1017 is the number. Win a 4-pack of tickets to see Bob Marley, One Love at our exclusive Milwaukee movie meetup, Saturday, February 17th. Make connections, explore career opportunities by visiting directconnectmke.com. That's directconnectmke.com. Be caller number 1 for tickets. 4 of them. 4 of them to see Bob Marley, One Love. 833-212-1017 is the number. What was I going to talk about? So I got to say, there's a lot of stuff going on in Milwaukee this weekend. And so I think, yeah. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Going to people like, hey, congratulations to Shirley. Oh, Shirley won the 4-pack. So, I mean, bottom line is between now and then, you got to keep it locked right here every day this week. And I think next week, too, because we're giving away tickets to see an exclusive screening of Bob Marley, One Love. And all that's sponsored by the City of Milwaukee's Direct Connect MKE because it's the movie meetup. So, yeah. Want to say thank you to the City of Milwaukee. So it's going to be great, and they're going to be there, and other people are going to be there. I'll be there for a meetup at 12 noon or something like that. I don't know what time it is. They just told me, show up. Then they're going to drag me in. I'll be like, whoa. And we're going to talk and chop it up and have a great time. And then we're going to watch the movie. I've gone, so Dr. Ken, you are awesome explaining the truth. People never hear the truth. Well, we all have our issues. Everybody does. The caller said, Doc, the Orange Man has lost 60 cases, many presided over by judges he put in their seats. Losing and not taking no for an answer in his political life and private life is an evil, illegal pattern for that orange Benedict Arnold. If you say so, those are your words. And then the caller been blowing up the line. I'm going to vote for Warren. I couldn't to defeat Black Confederate. The name calling and the ad hominem attacks is what's weird. If you want to say you don't like Tim Scott and Herschel Walker, that's fine. But, calling them Black Confederates, I don't know. Doc, going forward with people like Raphael Warnock, listen, all these guys have had issues just like Tim Scott and Herschel Walker. So let's be fair. Let's be equitable. Right? General Colin Powell's Republican Party died when the Tea Party took over. That is true. That is very true. That is true. LT said, darn it, if you can't trust inmates these days, who can you trust? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Once you start down the road of doing something stupid, people will then use it against you. Speaking of not doing things that are stupid, Milwaukee has plenty of stuff to do this weekend in Southeast Wisconsin. And before we go to break, I'm looking at, they got everything from Brickfest to ice skating. Wishmakers of Wisconsin is hosting its Cheers for Wishes fundraising event today at Marcus Performing Arts Center. Love in the Dark at St. Kate. The Bucks are playing tonight. They're playing the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not going to even do that because I'm not going to mention her name. Black Violin is at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. Admirals versus Chicago. Is that today or tomorrow? Is that tonight? Wow. UWM Panther Arena. And Keno Night at the Rhodes Center for the Arts down in Kenosha. And then Saturday, what's a good one? Marquette University basketball versus St. John's at the Fiserv Forum. Admirals got another game. But the thing you need to go to is Comic-Con. Milwaukee Comic-Con, 8200 West Greenfield. That's coming up. And so that is probably where I'm going to accidentally find myself at Wisconsin State Fair Park because Wisconsin Comic-Con is there. It's in the Expo Center. They're going to have vendors and artists and creators and special guests and all sorts of stuff. Hey, you might end up seeing a movie star or something, so make sure you check that out. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. That was Shirley that won. I'll say congratulations to Shirley for winning the 4-pack to join us on Saturday I was about to say Saturday, Friday, the 17th. Like what? Yep. I think it's time for me to go home.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey Truth Nation, it's your girl Melanie Ricks from Nothing But the Truth, and I am so happy to let you know the best radio show in Milwaukee is now streaming live on YouTube every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. Yes, your daily power hour of nonstop entertainment is coming at you live on YouTube every weekday. So Truth Nation, make sure you don't miss Benjamin and I give our hot takes or our Freaky Friday story by watching us live on YouTube and subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
When you join Educators Credit Union, you're not just another number or just another customer. You're a member owner. As a member owner, you can expect award-winning financial services, free financial education, and a team of people by your side helping you make informed financial decisions. Ready to join the Educators Credit Union family? Membership is open to anyone who lives or works in southeastern Wisconsin, no matter your career. Learn more at ecu.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required.
It's big week for First Stage. Truth Nation, the best-selling Percy Jackson series, is about to come alive on stage. The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, will be showing at the Marcus Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee. When Zeus's master lightning bolt is stolen and Percy becomes his prime suspect, he has to find and return the bolt to prove his innocence and prevent a war between the gods. This entertaining play runs from February 3rd to March 10th. Don't miss The Lightning Thief, a Percy Jackson musical, by visiting firststage.org.
Whether you're an aspiring athlete or someone aiming for a healthier, stronger life, look no further. JT19 Fit has got you covered. JT19 Fit's program, powered by Train Heroic, offers tailored exercises with video demonstrations and expert coaching cues. Visit their website at jt19fit.com and click on a program to discover more. Elevate your fitness journey with JT19 Fit today.
One smile is great, but one smile in a community of smiles is so much better. A smile has a secret power that most people don't know about. A smile multiplies. It spreads from one person to the next, stretching across entire groups of people. Smile Train knows this and is proud to be creating a wave of smiles across the cleft lip and palate community in over 70 countries. Patients, doctors, advocates, fundraisers. Collectively, our smiles are a celebration of the transformed lives of over 1.5 million children. Learn how Smile Train is helping the cleft lip and palate community at smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, changing the world one smile at a time.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Just typing something. That's what I get for talking and typing at the same time. So I was talking to my class today about people doing things while they're doing things, right? And then they say, "Oh, I understand exactly what you were saying." I said, "Okay, repeat back to me what I said." "Well, you said, and they caught every fifth or sixth word. And I was like, "Well, that's not what I said." And so I said, "Do you understand that your brain, do you understand the capacity of your brain?" And they were like, "Well, what do you mean?" "Well, my brain's not working right now because I'm tired. Computer memory, right? 128 gigabyte, right? Hard drive. One terabyte, right? What's the byte size of your brain? Right? How many bytes is your brain? Your brain is like a computer. Well, actually, it's not. If you really think about it. It may operate like a computer, but the capacity, 40 bytes. Not 40,000 or 400 or 40 million, 40 bytes. Your brain capacity is 40. At best, a human being can only function, right, in terms of using those 40. How many do you think it is? 7. On a good day, 8. So think about this. Depending on what you do and how many bytes it takes up, that's why we tell people don't drive and text. So look at it like this, and I'm talking about a really, really base term. I'm driving, right? So I've got 2 hands on the steering wheel. That's 1. Eyes, 2. Ears, 3. Foot, 4. Out of 7. I only got 3 left. If I'm texting, I take all of that, eyes, ears, and I put it on that. I still got the 5, the 4 or 5 used up, and then I start reading. So when my brain engages, those other 2 bytes are gone, and I'm loaded. I don't feel the car moving until I notice that I've actually been reading my phone so long that I don't remember that I'm even on the road. I look up, crash into the back of the car. How'd that happen? I don't know. Well, we kind of know. We seem to think that we can do significantly more than we can. So think about this. You're walking down the street and you're reading your cell phone. And you've got it in your hand. And your eyes are engaged, your ears are engaged, your everything, you're reading, you're processing. You've used up pretty much all of your brain capacity. And now you walk right in traffic and get hit by a car. They should have seen me. No, technically you should have seen you. But you were too busy using up your brain power. Imagine a child with an iPad. Imagine people watching TikTok all day, where it just reinforces and just, that's how you get lost in it. If you think about it, social media takes up all of your brain capacity when you're looking at it. Hands, touch, emotion, eyes, ears, all that tied to it. You literally forget what time it is. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but if you're doing something, you should probably not do that. That's how you can watch TV and get lost in it, or go to a movie and not know what time it is. Because it literally takes all of your faculties and most of your brain just to sit there and watch it. So when we talk about, oh, I'm good at multitasking, that's not true. Your brain's not wired to multitask. But you know the great things people can do if you put 7 bits of information on one thing? We figure out how to do enough math. Catherine decided to do enough math and went and found old math formulas to get us to the moon. We figured out how to create HVAC systems because they what? Dedicated all their brain power to do that. So when you think about Black History Month, and when you think about what's going on, and when you think about what people did, it's time to, like I said before, start steering our children back to math and STEM and science. We were graduating with bachelor's degrees with information today that will almost be the equivalent to a PhD in math, in science. Think about that. Went to school, got a degree, and wrote the math that got Apollo to the moon, landed it, circled it, and brought it back within a quarter of a mile. Think about that. And then when they landed, literally exactly on the money. We got a lot of work to do. Got a whole bunch of work to do. And so when you think about these coming days, as we have guests and as we have people talk about not just the historical significance, I hope for one, we can start looking at Black Future Month. How we can move things forward. How we can create today what'll be history tomorrow. And when we do that, I don't think we'll have to care about whether or not we have a Black History Month. It'll be ours every day. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show is up next. We got basketball this weekend. Make sure you hang out. We got shows all weekend long for rebroadcast. Make sure you check us out. I'll see you bright and late on Friday, on Monday afternoon. I'm stuck on Friday. Like, I don't know what that is. I think my brain goes Monday. We go Friday. Am I trying to get out of here that fast? Yes, I am. God bless. Take care. Thank you, Rhea. Appreciate you. I'm out.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices, and The Truth have